So what we're going to do is we're going to define this term zeitgeist and connect it not only to, we're going to use again Kanye West in this controversy that has been manufactured around this statement that he made: slavery uh, is a choice. And this is it's very profound because he did not come back. He's an intelligent individual, very intelligent individual. He is media savvy. He is social network savvy. This is not anything new, but he put the statement out there, and he did not expound upon it. So, Yadia, we can't read anything into it, what his meaning was. We just have to look at, and I'm sure you're clear about this, we just have to look at this thing from what? A broader perspective, because something is being worked here.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. Something is being worked here. But we can't fall for the okie doke. We can't fall into this thing, not see like everybody else is falling into it.
No, no, we can't do that.
We've been prepared uh, very well to decode this thing. So this word zeitgeist, meaning spirit of the age, came into the general vernacular in 1848 by this individual Herder from almost a century before that. Zeitgeist, but it was part of the German lexicon. It entered into the English lexicon as a noun in 1848. Very specific reason for that, meaning the spirit of the age, or literally a time spirit. If you're taking notes, write that down. A time spirit. Now, Nasik, you've already mentioned that there are positive thoughts, negative thoughts,
Right, right.
and there are positive spirits or good spirits and evil spirits that we know of,
Right,
right?
right.
So, again, we're not on this good or evil stuff. We just trying to look at how the into the science of this and how this works. All right, we establishing a neutral position in all of this, family. I want us to understand that I'm not pro Kanye, neither am I anti Kanye. I'm not getting into that. I don't even want to focus on the brother for that long, because again, where attention goes, energy flows. I don't want to give no energy to that. I always not seeking going to deflect this thing back to what it is that we're doing,
Absolutely. It
so
is.
we can focus our attention to a greater extent on what it is that we're doing, because ultimately that is the only thing that matters. Our creative process, the Proto-Germanic tadias, meaning division of time, from the root da, meaning to what? To divide. To
There it
divide. There it is.
is.
Dualism. And this is
There,
what it's designed to do ultimately, is to design, it's designed when a controversy comes up in the media, something that is that, and they use the word like that. They say it's polarizing. It's a subject that is polarizing, meaning that it is very divisive. And this is the intent, to get you
Mm-hmm.
to talk about to take a position, what? Pro or con, for or against. Nah, we ain't gonna get caught up into that, family. We gonna block that energy. It means to divide, plus the word geist, meaning ghost or spirit. It is a spirit that divides.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it's saying without saying it. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Absolutely, Eitai.
It
Yes.
is a spirit, and you know, again, we don't like to use spooky terms. It's an energy
There you go.
that divides. That divides. And it says, see the word ghost. Now, listen, look. Carlyle has it as a German word in Sartor Resartus. Sartor Resartus, 1840. Now, why did they put that last? And translates as time spirit. Time spirit. We all know that time is based on what? Divisions. Smaller and smaller divisions, right?
Absolutely.
From years to months to weeks to days to minutes to seconds to nanoseconds to micro, well, you know, however it goes. Ad infinitum. You can take it down to the smallest unit that you can what? Imagine. And the largest division of time that you can imagine. This is part of the simulated reality. This is an energetic component of the simulated reality. Are you all with me?
Yes.
So they mention this word Sartor Resartus. Sartor Resartus. So Sartor Resartus, meaning the tailor retailored. The tailor retailored. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's use the word architect. The architect re-architected. Now, see, this is talking about making a copy of what? The organic reality called the simulated reality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is an 1836 novel by Thomas Carlyle, first published as a serial. Look, it was published in episodes. It was published in episodes in 1833 and 1834 in Fraser's Magazine. The novel purports to be a commentary on the thought and early life of a German philosopher, listen, called Diogenes. Look at the word Genesis in there.
I see it. I see it.
And look at the word Diogenes. Tufos Drak, which means God-born devil dung. God-born devil dung. See, they really trying to hide this like we don't know what they're talking about. When you talk about God-born, you're talking about the process family of emanation. We're going to get into this now, see. That is how many times have we said that? That is our Genesis.
Right.
We were not created.
Right.
We emanated, were born directly from what? The source.
Dang.
There is no separation to our existence. Y'all got to hear me on this now.
Okay. Sure.
Hey.
I hope Joe David is on the line because it says devil dung. And he was talking about that every day when he goes to that particular bus bus stop, it has the word spark on there. And if you say that backwards, Nasi, it's the word crap or dung.
Yeah.
So it says the author of a tome or a volume entitled Close. Listen, the origin and influence. The origin and influence. But always actually Piomenon, meaning product. Teufelsdrops, transcendentalist musings are mulled over by a skeptical English reviewer, referred to as an editor, who also provides fragmentary biographical material on the philosopher. The work is in part a parody of Hegel. Now, we're going to get into this Hegelian dialectic. Where family, they provide the two opinions. They orchestrate that. They author the two sides to the argument beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you think, Nasi, you believe, I'm using this term, that you are thinking freely when
Right.
Right.
you take one position or the other.
Right. Right.
But again,
Eitai,
go
they
ahead.
used to call that the old parlor game.
Yes, sir.
That's what they used to call it. You know, the scholar and and the student.
That's
They get
correct.
into right, right. Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
All right. So this is exactly what we're exposing. Y'all see, once you begin to look at things and follow, especially now see the word etymology,
Yeah.
it just becomes clear to what they're doing. So the work is in part a parody of Hegel and of German idealism more generally. However, Teufelsdrock is also a literary device. Excuse me, I'm getting tied. With which Carlos can express what difficult truths. Difficult truths. But now, see, everybody is not going to recognize the difficult truths that are being put on display before them. You know why? Because they like
Right.
smooth things. They like smooth things, things that are easy
Yeah.
to digest.
Wow.
I'm going to take the brother's side. No, I'm not going. I'm against the brother. And they think, like, and this is what Kanye West is talking about, free thinking. They think it's free thinking. No, it is a tailored, planned matrix, design matrix that they are putting you in. Let's look at Hegel for a second. George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, German, 1770 to 1831, remaining within our timeline as a German
Right.
philosopher, an important figure in German idealism. He achieved wide renown in his day, and while primarily influential within the continental tradition of philosophy, has become increasingly influential in the analytic tradition as well. Is that left brain or right brain? Come on now.
Wow.
Now listen to this. Although Hegel remains a divisive figure, they're going to always use a polarizing figure. This is part of family, the formula. He's a divisive, polarizing figure. His conical stature within what? Western philosophy
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
is
Mm-hmm.
universally recognized. Hegel's principal achievement is his development of a distinctive articulation of idealism, sometimes termed absolute idealism. Listen, in which the dualisms, I'm going to stop right there, pause right there.
Right. Right.
Oh,
Right. Right. Come on, shows.
John. Oh, this is just too much.
Come on, shows.
This is
Oh,
chess, family. It ain't checkers.
Mm-hmm.
This is
boy.
chess, in which the dualisms of, for instance, mind. I'm going to pause there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pause there. Again,
Oh, Eitai.
I'm going to start over again. Absolute idealism, in which the dualisms of, for instance, mind and nature and subject and object are overcome. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to say that again.
Mm-hmm. Come on, shows.
In which the dualisms, for instance, of mind and nature, subject and object are overcome. His philosophy of spirit conceptually integrates psychology, the state, history, art, religion, and philosophy.
Wow.
Listen, family, his
Whoa.
account, his account of the master slave dialectic. Pause.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Has been highly influential. Wow.
Especially in 20th century France. Now see, when we start to trace, the black nobility,
Mm-hmm.
where does it get us? Germany and France.
That's right.
And
That's
then
right.
and then it transfers to England,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right. Yeah,
This
right.
brother,
Now, Eitai,
uh-huh.
what we can see now, go back to why the English, the Rothschild made the Dulles brothers write the treaty, the France, what they call the Versailles Treaty,
Yeah,
and cut France out of it, and English get the major portion of it.
well, now
You
see,
know,
this was this type. See, again, you're recognizing a pattern of behavior. You're
yeah,
recognizing a pattern of behavior, and this same pattern of behavior uh, was well, you can see it in the Louisiana Purchase. Now, see,
Yes.
they
same
ain't doing
thing.
nothing but
Yes.
making the same moves all over the
Same,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Treaty of
wow,
Versailles, the Louisiana Purchase. This is how they get down. This is how they rob and defraud and steal, and they get you to participate of it in it and in your own what oppression, in your own captivity by what
wow,
the prevailing spirit that governs your mind.
Mm-hmm. Which is
And we could
dualism.
say now, see that the mind is a spirit. You can't see it, but you see it operating. So his account of the master slave dialectic. Isn't this what this is talking about? Oh, slavery was a choice.
Right. Yes.
They are trying to focus your attention to get you to what? Participate in this argument. To what? Take sides, choose a side, pro or con. and then what? Use your energy, now see, to further fuel their dominion.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfectly exactly what they do. And see, that's why it's important to have certain blacks in what is called, special positions
That's
of
correct.
leadership. And once they take a position, you may find yourself going against them if you don't go along with them. See,
That's right.
this is what you call high level spiritual warfare.
Hey,
And
we
I
had
see.
to get into this. We had to get into this. His account of the master slave dialectic has been highly influential, especially in 20th century France. Of special importance is the concept of spirit, Geist, sometimes also translated as mind. What did I just say?
There it is.
As a historical manifestation of the logical concept and the sublation, uh, integration without elimination or reduction. That is, I'm telling you, that this is diabolical.
Yes.
Integration without elimination or reduction. In other words, this is the process that we went through.
Mm-hmm.
That we thought that they freed us from slavery, but there was no elimination of it, in fact, or a reduction of it.
Mm-hmm.
Of seemingly contradictory or opposing factors. Examples include the apparent opposition between nature and freedom and between immanence and transcendence. They dealing with the subjects that we dealing with now, family.
Right.
And for a reason. Hegel has been in the 20th century, has been seen in the 20th century as the originator of what? Thesis, antithesis, and synthesis triad. That is problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, they
Mm-hmm.
anticipate the reaction, and then they
Mm-hmm.
come with a ready-made solution. That what? Perpetuates your existence within the simulated matrix.
Eitai,
Yes.
see that what you just said. See, that's the manifestation of ISIS. You know what I'm saying? And all those so-called terrorist cells were
Oh, correct.
created by the CIA.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Everything that we that is so called controversial is a manipulation of some sort,
Yes.
is a construction of some sort, is a
Mm-hmm.
stimulation of some sort. And the quicker we realize that, the better off we'll be. Let's look at this master slave dialectic very quickly, then we're going to move forward. The master slave dialectic is the common name for a famous passage of George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit. Phenomenology of Spirit. Now, that is a little bit dualistic. The title is a little bit dualistic in itself because the phenomena, but what they're talking about, Nasi, is how spirit produces phenomenon.
Right, right,
How thought what? Produces substance. Substance is the phenomenon.
right,
Thought,
right.
the thought or the spirit or the geist or the ghost, that which you
Or the
don't,
mind, right.
right, the mind, that which you don't see, what? Producing something that you assume is real,
Right.
Right, right.
but it only exists in your mind. Though the
Yeah.
original, oh, go ahead, Nasi.
No, that's it. Only this in your mind.
Though the original German phrase Herrschaft und Knechtschaft is more properly translated as what? Lordship and bondage.
Mm. Mm. Lordship and
Widely
bondage.
considered a key element of Hegel's philosophical system and is heavily influenced by subsequent philosophers. The passage describes in narrative form the development of self consciousness as such in an encounter between what are thereby, that is, emerging only from this encounter, to only from this, it only emerges from a specific encounter. Two distinct self conscious beings, two distinct self conscious beings. The
Mm-hmm.
essence of the dialectic is the movement or motion of recognizing, in which the two self consciousnesses are constituted, each in being recognized as self conscious by the other. That's what they did. They split us.
Mm-hmm.
So now see, that's why it's very difficult for us
See,
to synthesize
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
our
See,
and to recognize our higher self as ourself.
Right.
right,
Okay.
right,
Okay.
To
See,
truly,
that's what I was saying the other day, Ty, what I was saying about the subconscious and the conscious. It
there
really
you go.
ain't no subconscious and conscious like that.
Okay.
It is not. But now see, we being forced almost to use it to communicate to what? People
That-
that are
There you go.
dualistic.
There you
Right.
go. There you go. Oh, it's a master plan they put together. But
This
they call it the master slave dialect.
the master slave dialectic. This movement inexorably taken to its extremes takes the form of a struggle to the death.
Wow.
Mm.
Whoa.
Wow.
This is family. This is so important that we get this. In
Okay.
which,
Oh,
in which one masters the other, only to find that such lordship makes the very recognition he had sought impossible,
wow.
since the bondsman in this
Mm.
state is not free to offer it.
Wow.
You in a life and death struggle with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
All day, every day.
now this goes back to confirm what we've been saying about if you're going to be delivered, you're going to have to what? Deliver yourself from the duality within yourself. Other than that
Yeah.
Yes.
Man,
See, they developed this now, see, and they say it's impossible. They tell us
wow.
the story in the narrative. It's impossible from a dualistic standpoint to free yourself. That's everything Nasik has been telling you.
Okay.
That's it. So
Yeah.
that goes back to the definition of duality. I mean, dualism. Remember what it said? Irreducible, impossible to change.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
Wow.
correct. So
Wow.
we see, look, family, we ain't did no tricks to get to this.
Right.
We've just taken our understanding of what? The organic reality and knowledge, not see, organic knowledge, and compared it to a media event.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And just did our research. Just did our research with a clear understanding of what it is that we know. Is everyone on the same page? We good?
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
we've taken this thing, family, from a media and social media event, and really gotten to the bottom of it. This is the tweet, one of the recent tweets by Kanye West. You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. Well, what is he talking about, dragon energy? What does he understand about dragon or serpent energy?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he making this comparison
Mm-hmm.
with his energy and Trump's energy?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to be able to see
Yes.
something is being worked here, that this brother
Mm-hmm.
has volunteered his self, volunteered his soul to be used in this dialectic. He is my brother. Really? I love everyone. Y'all gonna hear this theme of loving everyone. This is what I was telling. See, what we have to understand, family, we understand that at the end, that this is that. See, let me put it this way: melanin is always going to matter, always has and always will. But that's not the same as saying that race matters, always has.
Mm-hmm.
That is a false statement. The color of one's skin,
That's right.
are y'all with me? The color of one's
Yeah.
skin is not going to matter. But in this current zeitgeist, it does matter.
Mm-hmm.
And this brother knows it. He knows it. You have to ask yourself a question. Who does a colorless society benefit? Those with color or those without it?
Come on, Shelly. Mm-hmm.
See, now this connects me to another thing that has always bothered me. And it's directly related to a subject that we're not going to get very far from, and that's recovering our inheritance. And I've always said that the vast majority of people have a poor understanding of money, now see, in terms of currency.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Right.
call it currency, y'all.
Yes.
Is
Right.
that an energetic term?
Yes. Absolutely.
Right.
So the problem that most black people have, because we haven't had a lot of currency in that area, in the area of
Right.
economics, we
Soft
make
turkey.
terms like, oh, well, money is the root of all evil.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what the scripture verse says. First of all, it says that the love of money is the root
Yes.
of all evil.
Yes.
And we make these statements, we make these declarative statements like that. Well, it ain't about money. Well, that's who does us. Let me ask you the same question. Who does that statement benefit? People with
Mm-hmm.
money or people without money?
Funny.
See, we can't be scared of this. We gotta
Absolutely.
correct our minds on our consciousness on all of this and move it from mind to consciousness.
Yes.
We're talking about currency. We're talking about a flow of what? Shalom, health,
Mm-hmm.
wealth, wholeness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
In the past, now see, we've been the one blocking this, blocking
Yes.
this flow. We're gonna have to remove those mental obstacles out the way, family,
Yes.
because you know, when we get to talking, I'm just talking about the Louisiana Purchase. And
Right.
the Empress told us that what was owed was a quadrillion,
Yes.
and the meter is still running.
You still
Mm-hmm.
right.
The meter is
Big
still
time.
running. So if you can't wrap your mind, if you can't wrap, I'm not gonna say that now. If you cannot, if you can, if you cannot increase your frequency,
Yes.
Right.
Come on,
that's
Coach.
flow.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't increase your frequency to that flow,
Yes.
it's impossible to receive your inheritance.
It's
Mm-hmm.
impossible.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to knock some walls down mentally to
Gotta
Right.
do it.
Right.
add some
Expand.
rooms mentally.
Right. Expand.
Expand.
Mm-hmm.
So here this brother talking about I love everyone. You know, again, who does that benefit? I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals. Dualism. And we have the right to independent thought. Listen, I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now,
Well, you can see that, the job has been well orchestrated and applied, and the results is exactly what they desired. And they was hoping that none of us would ever wake up to understand this.
that's
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Job well done.
this is this now see this is simple. This is simple. The knowledge is simple, but it's not simple-minded.
No, right, right.
Knowledge is simple, but it's not simple-minded. Simple-minded is what? Deciding whether you agree with Kanye or you don't agree with Kanye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And having an energetic as well as an emotional response to it. I mean, you are energizing the matrix of
See,
the simulated reality.
we really, really got as of today and what's being laid out here now and what has been verified, we now really have to take, a close evaluation, what we were talking about, retrospect and introspect, in terms of the power of duality. You got to really see this, because once you enter into it, you have actually lost the ability to what? You know what I'm saying? Understand anything that is outside of duality.
That's
You
correct.
really,
Right.
and you got to really think about this. This is great, EJ.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. And now, see, to your point, we can't be in the position to simply react. We must
Oh,
respond. And
right.
you just laid it out. You respond by what? Retrospection, introspection, reflection, based on what? Knowledge, not what you believe, not what you think,
Right, right.
but based on knowledge. When you say what knowledge? Everything that we've
Cor-
shared so far.
The
Mm-hmm.
correct knowledge is in harmony with the creation of wholeness.
That's
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge.
So, for those of you that have the Power versus Force, uh, I have the blue book here. I'm on page 136 and 137, bottom of page 136, and reading through 137. In
136.
the chapter, the source of power, under the heading New Paradigms, because
Mm-hmm.
now see this is This is very appropriate and relevant because, you know, we are creating, we are the ones that are becoming the architects and the tailors and the planners of what? A new paradigm.
Yes, absolutely shows.
A new paradigm. We said that the other
Hmm.
day that we're not trying to replicate something that was already
Right.
created in the past, something that was already established in the past and what? Ran its course.
Right, right.
We have to establish a new paradigm. The and the information, the revelations, the epiphanies that are coming out are paradigm shifting.
That's
Yes.
what.
Yes.
So we must align ourselves with those things and begin to apply that energetically through action and knowledge based on action and behavior. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
Same.
I'm starting at the um, third full paragraph on page 136. Everybody good? Everybody that is reading, got that?
I
Same.
have it.
All right. Several recently defined concepts have relevance in understanding the nature of power. The nature of power. That should get all of our attention.
Yep.
One is physicist David Bohm's theory, very important, which states that there is both a visible and invisible universe. Well, family, this is what the brother was talking about. Not the brother, but what the individual was talking about with this what? Phenomenology of spirit.
Hmm.
Right. That's what you're talking about. Right.
This is exactly what he's talking about. The visible into the visible universe, what? Creating the invisible universe, I'm sorry, creating what? The phenomena of the visible or perceptible universe. It does not
Right.
mean that it is the organic reality. It is just
No.
the reality that can be created.
Correct. Correct.
This idea shouldn't be daunting. Many things that we have a daily familiarity with, such as X-rays, radio, and TV waves, aren't visible either. An enfolded universe runs parallel to the visible unfolded universe, which is itself merely a manifestation of the enfolded, invisible universe. That should be crystal clear to us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How many times and in how many instances have we taught from that standpoint? Now, see,
Yes, sir.
this
Yes, sir.
is this is a well-developed concept to us that are on this line.
Yes, it is.
Forward. Thus, for instance, did the idea of building the world's tallest building rally support? Eventually, the result was that an invisible concept became the Empire State Building in the visible world. Y'all got to be with me on this.
That's right.
Hmm.
This is very simple. This is how this simulated reality works
Yep.
in a fundamental sense. The enfolded universe is connected with human consciousness as inspiration arises in the mind of the creator. We talking about the simulated reality.
Right.
Hmm. Right.
Bohm says meaning links mind and matter like opposite sides of a coin. Meaning links it. Now see, this is the power to what? Define.
That's it. That's it.
Family,
That's it.
this is how we can trace the establishment of this simulated matrix, what? Through word etymology,
Mm-hmm.
through the etymology of definitions. This is critical to and essential to what it is that we're doing. Am I right, Nasi? Is this is clear?
That's absolutely right.
Bohm says meaning links to mind and matter like opposite sides of a coin. These are it's two sides to every coin, family. Two sides
Right.
to every coin. This is dualism. This got to be
Mm-hmm.
the simulated reality.
That's what it is.
Another useful concept is Rupert Sheldrake's. That's a name you should write down.
Yeah.
Very important. Notion of morphogenic fields or M fields. Here we go. Now this is going to get us in Nasi to talking about this these four stages of emanation and the Pistis Sophia. Start
Right.
skipping one level, plunging into the water,
Right.
and creating what? An imperfect copy.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
An imperfect copy. What they refer to, family, as sartor resartis, the tailor retailored, the creation of a simulated world from what?
That's
The organic reality, the
there you
original organic reality.
there you go.
Another useful concept is Rupert Sheldrake's notion of morphogenic fields or M fields. These invisible organizing patterns act like energy templates to establish forms on various levels of life. Now, don't we hear the words like morphogenic fields and M fields and all this kind of stuff. Look, you know what produces this? Melanin
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
melanated and Nasi energy and thoughts and attention and intent from what? Melanated people.
Yes.
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 So what they have to do is manipulate you into a rigged argument to take positions on one side of or another, and the motion, Nasik, or the energy created by the motion or the interplay of pro versus con, heads versus tails, hot versus cold, produces something.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
This is all that we're saying.
Yep.
It's because of the distinctiveness of the M fields that identical representations of a species are produced.
Wow.
This lies at the center of all creation. Creators,
Right.
something similar to M fields also exists. Listen, in energy fields of consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
underlying thought patterns and images. A phenomena turned formative causation. Listen to that word. Break that word down. Formative causation. That ain't nothing but being a creator.
Mm-hmm.
Creating in what? Your image and your likeness. The idea that M fields assist learning has been verified by wide-scale experimentation. It assists learning, Nasi. It assists cognition.
Eitai, it's so clear to me. I'm sitting here listening. You see, why was it so important for dualism to be created as the process going forward from the 17th century. If you go back and think, everybody was basically holistic in their way of thinking
That's
prior to that time.
Right.
That's
Yes.
From that time to
Come on now,
this
see.
way, in order for them to have dominion and
Mm-hmm.
control over what they had stole, they had to create rationalistic, dualistic ideas
That's correct.
because they could create everybody in their image.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now see, that's a reversal. It's a flip. The
That's a
script
flip.
got flipped.
Yeah, 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 I see it clearly.
So let's close this out. Last paragraph on page 137, because this is going to bring it right home. We're all familiar with the fact that new ideas often seem to arise in the minds of several far removed people at the same time.
Mm.
This is,
Mm.
so, but Malkiel, that like the people within the simulated reality, they say that that's inspiration, that's
Right.
revelation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they had an epiphany all at the same time. But it's
Mm-hmm.
Right.
a product of the manipulation, what? Of the simulated reality.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Somehow the M field acts as a organizing principle, like a sort of general magnetic attraction. An M field doesn't have to move anywhere. It's a standing energy field that's present everywhere. Once it's created, listen, it exists as a universally available pattern throughout the invisible universe. See, the problem is they never wanted us to find this out.
Right.
Right, right. See, now what he just explained and capped off was exactly how power works.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Capped it off right there and said you don't have to do nothing, but it's all a part of a universal, you understand, field of energy.
That's correct.
Yeah,
But what we have to differentiate is critical that we differentiate between the simulated field of energy and what? The organic field of energy that lies behind it.
there you go, Eitai. There
And
you go.
family, we keep falling for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Getting drawn into these false controversies is an example that rage
Wow.
what? In society, in culture, on social media, on television, etc., and so on. And we become subject to that, and not the object that creates it.
Right, right.
So moving forward, we're gonna get back into the document, because we're going to. I said that we would revisit this, that we would circle back to this, Nasi. But I wanted to give the science behind what this brother is talking about.
Right, right.
And I'll start here. If people are following along, I don't know what page that is, but it begins. The spirits have told me that I am a keeper, not only of my people, but of this planet as well. My purpose in this incarnation is slowly unraveling. Here's the important part. I no longer bash the white man and give him or his woman credit for bringing about the demise of my people. Now, this sounds a lot like what Kanye was saying,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
but it's different. What he's saying, that he is not going to focus his attention on the aberrant man and his woman in terms
Right.
of the demise. Why? Because he understands the exact same thing that we understand.
See, that's in Eitai. You see, that's why now we now what that just revealed there, and what you just brought us before. This reveals why they don't have no problem with Farrakhan.
That's correct.
Right.
Because he is studied bashing, and
That's
in the
right.
bashing,
Yes.
perpetuating, you understand, his own demise.
Now, see, you bring up a tremendously important uh, uh, aspect to this. You know, this idea of keeping a controversy alive,
Yeah.
because you know this is what fuels the simulated reality. They don't care what side you take. They
Right.
they are manipulating both sides. Point,
Yes, right.
point, counterpoint, thesis, antithesis, right?
Absolutely.
So they really don't care. So what this brother say, hey, I'm getting out the game all
All together,
together.
right?
I'm taking a neutral position. Now, this we already talked about power versus force. This position, Nasi, which is a level of consciousness, and though David is on the line, I believe, of neutrality, of
Right.
uh, uh, of neutrality, of non-attachment,
Yeah.
of non-attachment. So it's not that we lose our feeling and our compassion for people and their predicament, but we just not we no longer we know that we cannot solve it by what? Getting involved in it.
Right.
Because
See,
it only strengthens that infield. Are
see,
you
that's what that's what Jesus Christ, they sure understood. You see, he knew that he couldn't clean up what exists.
That's correct.
And
Right.
we have to understand that we can't clean up what exists. We would have to be what? A creator of a whole new paradigm, as you just said.
There it
You
is.
know?
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So we have reached a consciousness level like this brother, where we you know, now see, we can talk about black and white issues. You feel what I'm saying? But not participate in them. We can
There
use
you
Right.
go.
it like we use
Right.
the Kanye West thing. You know, we ain't choosing no sides. We ain't into it like that. But we're using it as a teaching moment
Okay.
Yeah.
because we see that, you know, I can see the science that they're putting forth here. That's the basis of this. So what? We can do exactly what we did is delve into this thing and decode it and add this to our knowledge base. Not to,
Right.
not to focus on no white boy, you know, or his woman, but to what? Create our own world. Use
There you
Yes. Absolutely.
our energy. Use our creative energy.
Mm-hmm.
And now seek to access power and to understand how to utilize power.
There you go. There you go.
This is it. And give him or his woman credit for bringing about the demise of my people, and even the demon spirit, the zeitgeist, the
Mm-hmm.
zeitgeist, the time spirit that currently resides on our planet. Everybody on
Yeah.
this call today should know perfectly what I'm talking about now.
Absolutely shows.
Absolutely, we understand it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us that know, see, here this brother is talking to us. Those of us that know the higher teachings say what? Energy follows energy.
Yes.
And it follows energy.
There is an energy that is part and parcel that constitutes what? The organic reality.
Mm-hmm.
And they know how to what? Draw from that energy to do what? Create. They know how to use us to draw from that energy to do what? Create a simulated matrix.
Yeah.
So, well, how do we destroy the matrix? Stop participating in it.
Yes.
Real
Okay.
simple.
Pay these people no mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do not direct your attention to it. I'm talking about pay them no mind don't pay attention to them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give it no energy.
Don't give it no energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then now see you use that energy now to create the new paradigm.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Right.
What the Illuminati is doing, that has to do with individuals on, the so-called Illuminati on a certain level, on a certain consciousness level. Now, that does not mean that we're not going to reach down to get people on that level and
Right.
talk to them, but we're going to move them from the Illuminati
Yes.
to their power.
Right.
Yes.
Because any power within the simulated matrix that the so-called Illuminati has is derived from what? The organic reality that we are part and parcel of.
That's where it derived from. Right. Other than that, if it didn't derive from that, they couldn't have no power. What I don't mean power, but they couldn't have the energy from the power to use it, you understand, as a force against everybody else.
That's correct.
Right.
No influence, now see, because that's the words that they use.
Right, right.
No influence. That's the word that's how they term it in their philosophy. They could not manipulate us.
Right, right.
Okay.
Those of us that know the higher teachings say that energy follows energy. Listen, the demon spirit or zeitgeist that currently resides in this abode, what abode? The simulated matrix, is
Right.
a result of our own actions.
Yes.
That's it. And we've been saying
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yes.
And this, Nasik, from the beginning with the
Yeah.
East of Sophia. Let's finish this out and then go there. The divine gives us things in stages. According to the degree of our consciousness, is how we are served by the universe. My people in the Western Hemisphere were on the downswing long before the Europeans came here to settle. Now, see, we were putting ourselves to sleep under
Yes.
That,
anesthesia.
Mm-hmm.
right, right. Other than that, there ain't no other answer for it.
Ain't no other answer.
No, ain't no other answer.
This work addresses a certain degree of consciousness. Therefore, as mentioned, it is not for everyone. Family, if you can comprehend this, this is tailor-made for you. This brother is talking
Okay.
directly to your
Yes.
soul,
Yes.
directly to your spirit. It is for you. There will be things that will be said that people may take offense to. That's not my challenge. You'll have to work it out with your own spirit. So this is the litmus test. This is the litmus test to see where we are in this process. So we're going to return, Nasi, to this teaching that we did some time ago,
Yeah.
like you referred to, titled A Cosmic Gnostic Tale, A Cosmic
Right.
Gnostic Tale, Ancient Divine Science. And that's all we've been doing. We've been laying
Yeah.
out the science, you know, of the organic reality and the simulated reality. We we
Yeah.
we cre- we if, you know we created the simulated reality
Right. Right.
by our actions, and uh, this was allegorically uh, told in the story of Ion Sophia's premature plunge into the waters below. We're going to circle back to this, family, so that we are perfectly understanding where it is that we came from and where we are currently.
Mm-hmm.
A cosmic Gnostic tale, ancient divine science, Ion Sophia's premature primordial plunge into the waters below, and the creation of the flaw. The creation, family, of an imperfect world that you are not
Yeah.
going to perfect.
Yes.
You can't even perfect yourself in it.
Right.
Mhm.
And anytime you try to do that, we see what happened to everybody, regardless of color. If you start to affect the simulated reality, you have to go. They take you out of here.
They take
You
Yes.
you
know,
out.
Yes.
take you out.
Absolutely.
So we went over, you know, this entire thing from the standpoint of recognizing the flaw to creating the aberrant man to do what? To isolate this flaw, you know, into a population, and how history, their story, his story, not
This
her
stuff.
story, verifies it,
Right.
verifies everything that we're talking about. And we went back and looked at, the different mythologies and allegories uh, throughout history that um, that give this account, Malkiel, that give this account. And the one
Mhm.
that most clearly illustrates this is the Gnostic tale of the Ion Sophia, the Pistis Sophia, uh, and the primordial plunge into the waters below. The hypostasis of the archon and other cosmological treatises describe how Yaldabaoth, that is, now Yaldabaoth represents, family, the,
Yes, he do.
the zeitgeist, the
Mm-hmm.
Right.
zeitgeist,
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Jehovah,
Come on, show.
Esau, Achilles, uh,
There we go.
Yes.
Allah,
Yes.
whatever you want to call him,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
whatever rules over you. Now, see, that is a separate. That you feel that is what, higher and separate from you. This is part of the master-slave dialectic,
That's it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it.
or the lordship bondsman dialectic.
Yeah.
I am a servant of Allah.
Yeah.
I am a servant of Yahuwah,
Mm-hmm. Come
or
on, show.
whoever.
Yes.
That is a mentality.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
That is an aspect of mind that you've been programmed to what? Fit into. Describes how Yaldabaoth emerges from the chaos of elementary matter due to the impact of Ion Sophia in the waters below. And then we showed the four formative elements or formative stages. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The four formative stages of what? Fire, water, air, and earth. And how fire, the archetypal stage of emanation and materialization, was what? Bypassed purposefully to create what? A flawed world. Where, now see, the flaw couldn't hide
Yeah. Yeah.
because everything is imperfect about the
Right.
simulated reality.
That is.
You don't have to wait to see a glitch in the matrix. You just have to have the knowledge that everything is imperfect.
Right.
And this is what our ancestors did for us, you know, with their great knowledge. It explains how Yaldabaoth, that is how the M field or the morphogenic field, Nasi, of the simulation,
Yes, yes, yes.
how it originated, the realm of the galactic arms outside of the galactic core or pleroma. Sophia's plunge from the core produces an abortion or premature, hence flawed or defective birth in the elementary realms. Normally, life forms that appear in the star worlds, star people,
Come on,
of the
shows.
galactic arms are emanated from with the pleroma, or they go through all 4 stages.
Yes.
Is this simple, or am I confusing someone?
Oh no.
I'm good.
It's got to be simple. But the archons produced by Sophia's impact arise without having been prefigured by the pleromic gods, that is, the worlds or energetic powers. The abortion, that is, birth defect, is a formless, malformed, defective, or incomplete mess. Isn't this, when we describe this world like that?
Dang. No doubt.
Like a
Absolutely.
premature fetus with its organs incompletely formed, its faculties, that is, intellect, memory, awareness, consciousness, etc., stunted. Premature births are usually caused by complications with the mother.
Right. Right.
And often result in debilitating problems or complications, birth defects in the newborn. As a result of Yaldabaoth's, that is Yahweh, Jehovah's, Allah's, etc., and so on, premature apparitional birth, he is born, emanates into existence with a number of considerable birth defects. Not only is he born blind, that is severely lacking in or totally bereft of a clear and accurate perception of his surroundings. His senses are off. Now, see?
Right, right. See, and you know, a little bit more story about that Yardabell. See, this is one of the reasons he could never connect up where he came from.
That's
And as a
correct.
result of not where he came from, he took on the spirit of, you know, destruction and everything. You know, he was
Right.
going to destroy everything.
Isn't that the story of humanity in general?
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And family, specifically our story.
Yes.
So we know what spirit we've been connected to.
Dang.
Yeah, boy.
This is simple, family. Very simple. He is also born a fool, that is, ignorant of his proper origin,
Yeah,
oblivious to his source or divine origin, and intelligence or presence higher or higher self, that is, quote unquote, above, that is inherent within but hidden from him.
right.
As a result of these congenital deficiencies, Yaldabaoth erroneously assumes that he must be self-existent, and therefore the creator of all he beholds. Now, this is the creator that we have all worshiped.
All worship.
Yes. Yes.
And this,
Wow.
I see, is merely a reflection, an energetic signature of a purposeful, flawed emanation into what? The creative realm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, he presumptuously and boastfully declares, I am, and there is none beside or above me.
Wow.
And when we, family, connect this like we did to our biology, to
Yes.
our biology, and to what? The development of melanin within the physical organism. We truly understand this from a scientific standpoint now. See,
Yeah, Eitai.
so we, when the brother's talking about evil spirits or a demon spirit or our ancestors are talking, we understand exactly.
We understand exactly right.
We
Mm-hmm.
understand exactly. And again, to connect this back, I don't know if Kanye understands this or not when he made that statement. Don't really care. This
Right,
is
right.
simply a teaching moment. We understand that they desperately trying to make moves on
Uh-huh.
the end game.
Yes.
In
Yes.
the end game.
Absolutely.
We realize that. That's not our concern. Our concern is just attaching, reattaching, reconnecting to our original source, reconnecting to the organic reality. Once we are fully connected to the organic reality, what they're doing in the simulated reality now, see, will be totally irrelevant. Totally irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Dang.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is what it is that we wanted to address, and we wanted to circle back to this and address this because yeah, they trying to do their little thing, you know, and it's curious that he gonna take what seemed to be a position of knowledge. Now, see what appeared to be a position of knowledge that our ancestors, taught us about and continue to teach us about and give us more and more clarity on in terms of our true source, our true nature, and the true nature of the organic reality.
Right.
So
Right.
you know what I'm saying? They can pretend all they want, like they know something, and create controversy. That's not my concern. My concern is what I know, what we know. And
Yeah.
again, moving with that knowledge, applying that knowledge to
Yeah.
create a new paradigm. This is what we are doing. There's no doubt in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, Malkia, that we say we are going to get, that we say
Yes.
we are going to do, we are going to do it. That's not a
Absolutely.
statement of ego. That's a statement of power.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Yes.
statement of power because we've recognized the source of our power,
Mm-hmm.
and it is within each and every one of us. Again,
Great.
go ahead now.
Great. No, no, I say that's great. That's great. I'm great. Great.
So,
Great.
you know, this this aspect, family, of retrospection, looking backwards, looking at, the history where we've come from, the development of things, uh, from a standpoint of knowledge, from a standpoint of knowledge, and
That's the
going inside, introspecting, going inside, and drawing those things from the source that are going to what cause us to uh, connect with our creative powers again. To not only now see this simulated reality has become a small thing.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
It's become a small thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's become a blip on the radar screen almost.
Yes.
So again, we recognize that it's different levels to this thing, like the brother said. it's different levels to this thing. Uh, and the divine gives us things in different stages. I see we're mindful of that.
Absolutely, Eitai.
This is why we hit the pause button, family, and and with
Yeah.
compassion, go into yet another explanation of duality, of cognitive dissonance, over and over again.
Over and over again.
So that anytime we sense, and it could be just one person, you know what, that is not getting this, that hey, we're gonna devote a 3-part series to this thing.
Yes.
Malkiel, Vishinan time.
Yes.
Vishinan time.
Absolutely.
And
Mhm.
So this is a wonderful thing that we've this organic reality this is heaven.
this,
Yes.
this
King.
is
King Schultz. King.
So and it really is true freedom, because we just because everybody else is up in arms and excited and emotional about this thing or the other, we don't roll like that. We don't roll like that. We are consistent in doing our thing, focusing
Hmm.
on our thing, and that's the only thing that is important. So with that, I'm going to end the recording right here, and ask any questions, comments, any additions.